Trustee, you ready? 6:01, call the meeting to order. If everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we have Priscilla Titi is joining us remotely today. All right, so on agenda review, we just have a couple of things we're asking. We have a request from the Cub Scout Pack 53 to do a food drop-off at the fire station. Did we run that by the chief? Cool.
Yeah, and he was fine.
Cool. Anybody have any objections to them?
Nope.
Perfect. We did receive the cistern list we'd requested last week, and according to the list, all of our cisterns are actually been pruned back and are all operational. There is one dry hydrant that is in need of some welding, but it is currently dry. And that one is, they told me 3 different roads. I'm not 100% sure where it is. Will Smith, thank you. So, all right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious on that though, because, you know, he says they're all operational, but there was some discussion a while back about those, the design of them failing,
Okay.
right? Didn't they change from using concrete tanks or something like that as opposed to something else? Or, no, I'm sorry, poured in place concrete as opposed to sectionals? Wasn't there a problem there somewhere, Rusty?
The focus from the industry, the concrete industry, has been on the modular concept.
Mm-hmm.
We had one installed, and it was a disaster because the company actually took full responsibility for the installation, and when they came to install, they didn't do a good job of packing.
Right.
And so it was sealed, they leaked.
Right. So,
And we've never had a problem with a poured in place one.
so what's the rule of thumb now? Poured in place?
I can't speak for that because that's not my responsibility. But if you ask my opinion, that would be what I would recommend.
All right, thank you.
Can I just ask, wasn't there also an issue with finding somebody that worked on those?
Well, I think it was a matter of lack of leadership and understanding who to contact, because it was a reputable company out of Maine, but that no one seemed to want to take it. That had a warranty associated with it, but because of change of leadership, it fell to the town.
Yeah, I don't think I'm talking about that one, say under warranty. I think I was talking about somebody generally working on them. If something's broken or it's not working right, there wasn't anybody available. Somebody, I think local, we looked into somebody that's done it before and they said no more.
Well,
Isn't that what happened?
Well, it was repaired locally.
Yeah.
Brian Lott repaired it.
Yeah.
Because of his sealing company, they sealed the foundation. You've got the biggest promoter locally right now is Henniker Residence, and those guys are all, trying to get you to consider them. And the history is that it isn't good.
Okay. Yeah, I just wondered if I thought there was an issue with that in the past.
Keeping it from a cost that's borne by the town. The poured in place has been not requiring anything other than keeping the brush down. And the critical thing for that is because we've got concrete planks which are the covers, you've got to make sure that you keep all the vegetation down. Once you start getting brush growing in, then you've got the infiltration of the brush roots into the concrete joints.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. And then we have did you get a chance to see the auction list? I'm sure you haven't completely reviewed it, but we do have it.
The partial was there.
Okay.
I think both the email and the list, yeah.
Okay. Those are the items that are up for auction. All right. Payroll and manifest. You get a chance to take a peek?
Yep.
All right. And minutes of October 21st. Priscilla hasn't seen them, so she's not here to
Make a motion to accept the minutes of October 21st.
I'll second them.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Under new business, Jarvis, could you just give us a dam site update?
Yeah, so today we met with DES to go over the dam site. Some of his recommendations, he kind of took a look at what was the temporary fix of what was done 3 years ago. He was happy with, what's held up. And we kind of gave him what we're looking at doing in the near future.
Okay.
He seems to be pretty happy with that. We're just gonna, once we get a plan in place, we kind of have a plan, but once we start moving forward with it, we will reach out to him. He'll come out and kind of do what he's gonna do.
Okay.
Great.
He did indicate that we could, in fact, make improvements as we had the ability to.
Okay.
You know
So
what
we
I
can
mean?
do it.
So we don't have to
incrementally.
tackle the whole project all at once.
We can do it in phases.
We can do it in phases. He does want to see the results as we complete those phases,
Okay.
but it sounded pretty good.
All right. It's a lot better than the last conversation. Cost. So we did a request proposal for a new engineering services. We got one. One.
You sent it out to 5, 6.
I'm going to read this entire document out loud for everybody, so it'll be awesome.
At your house?
So get comfortable.
No, right here. We're all doing it.
I'll listen to
You know what? There's 3 copies, so maybe we could do responsive reading throughout the town. Everybody is here. I'll read real quietly for you. Well, I don't know where it's bracelet, so I don't know that it's. Since there's only one, we won't make everybody suffer. How's that? But basically, their standard hourly rates are, depending on what engineer we get, ranging from basically $100 an hour to $135 an hour. You guys want to?
Who's the first?
Oh, not Tom. North Point Engineering. So North Point Engineering does currently do third-party engineering for the town. Is that correct, Andy?
Yeah, we do.
Or third-party engineering. And the FEMA actually instructed the town to go out to bid for engineering services. That was one thing that because they've been funding some of the mitigation work, we actually needed to have an RFP for that.
Oh,
So.
That's good to know.
I did not read the Eversource easement, Suncook Lake Dam. What are they looking for there?
They are just sending the notice to the town. They'll have a public hearing on that. So, and it's around for the Suncook Lake Dam, so that they can then provide some power.
Okay.
They may have to do the dam.
And then, so we still have the town hall cleaning services on the docket.
Yes,
So we have 4 applicants, but they're really providing us what their charge is. Is that what they're doing as opposed to us hiring us for an hourly position?
so one company actually presented a proposal fee.
Yeah.
For each cleaning. The others did not provide what they would be requesting.
Okay. And so one's currently a town employee, and
Right.
my guess is they'd be assuming to get their current wage as a town employee.
It was mentioned that, and certainly, it would have a contract, whatever, but, that it would be the same price as current,
Okay.
you know, that left.
How does that work with their hours?
So it would be, on the same schedule as the other. It would definitely be after hours, associated with their current job. So I just have to reach out to make sure as far as labor board is concerned, if that now means that it would incur overtime
I guess anything,
or.
it's gonna be overtime and it's gonna involve retirement or any other benefits. Okay. All right. So can you just get a clarification on that before we make a decision? Got that. Information wise, so the voting works, poll books are ordered. Okay. Which will be a change. Will that be here that'll be here for next
For the
town
March.
meeting, March town meeting? Town meeting, so they will check in electronically, that,
They're hoping that, that's how that's gonna work, that it will speed up the process. We should really ask the, town clerk.
I know, I didn't bring her.
Yes.
We should have, I think that's what she was doing, but most importantly, we'll also have the new voting machines here for March, which are basically, we have a grant from the state of New Hampshire, so we'll have new machines. Speed up the process, potentially. Ed here? It's not, He's got 3 minutes. Oh no, Ed's not till 6:30. So we have Nina Kelly is going to talk to us a little bit about the green snow removal, snow salt, sanding. All right. And you get like 15 minutes. So, no pontificating.
Does anyone want me to another copy of this?
Sure.
It was emailed out to you, but it's just a very basic
Thank you.
overview of the
Are you
program.
Aubrey?
I am Aubrey,
What
yes.
town do you live in?
Where I live up in Wentworth.
So real quick, is everybody okay? So normally if you're not a town resident, we can tell you to go.
Okay.
Everybody okay that we allow
Yeah.
Aubrey from Wentworth to talk? Okay.
Thank you.
There is
I knew
actually, and so it's basically a public body. So technically, she's not part of Whitestead's public body, and it allows us to kind of control some things that go on. Yeah.
We really don't want to hear what you have to say if you're not from here.
Right. I mean, half from Lake, you're barely squeaking on.
So I guess I should ask if you all have had a chance to review what Aubrey had prepared for us, and if you have, then we may go right on to.
So everybody's reviewed it, as I understand, including Jarvis. Yes. Has reviewed it. So Jarvis is, if you haven't met Jarvis, Jarvis is our new highway manager. And so Jarvis actually comes to us from Old Orchard Beach originally, so he has a whole lot of experience with salt, paved roads, water, all that stuff. So,
Yeah, I'm happy to give just a super quick overview. So the Voluntary Municipal Winter Maintenance Certification Program, we shorten it to Municipal Green Snow Pro. This is a voluntary certification that towns and cities can be a part of. And really the goal of it is to give recognition to municipalities that are aiming to reduce their winter salt usage on their roadways, mainly because we're seeing lots of issues with chlorides in our waterways, in our lakes, rivers, even some of our drinking waters. So the goal of this is not to just completely get rid of winter road salt, it's to prevent the over-application. That's really the issue we're seeing. There's a lot of wasted road salt that is going into our environment. It's also wasted money, and you're wasting all that material as well. So there's 3 different levels of certification that you can go into. There's a standard, advanced, expert. This kind of lists, very general kind of the requirements of all of that. I do have a QR code that does go to our webpage where we do have guidance documents that really go step by step about, all the requirements for each thing, what are the requirements, all of that. But one of the main things that is required is kind of coursework and training for any employees who are doing snow and ice management on roadways and applying salt or any other de-icing materials. And that's really kind of like the main core of this program is getting people out there, getting people the training, learning what is, what works best for your town, for your community. So if you're looking at this and you're like, wow, this is, a lot of documentation, this is a lot to do, maybe we're not quite at that point. I always highly recommend that if you can send anybody to any of the trainings, whether that's one of the full day courses or our SALT symposium we have every year, University of New Hampshire Technology Transfer Center we partner with, and they do a lot of our coursework for us, and they do some 2 or 3 hour different crash courses either on liquids, calibration, all different things. So I definitely recommend even just looking into that. You do not have to be part of the Green Snow Pro certification program to send anyone to those courses. It's open and available to anyone, so always highly recommend that if the full certification isn't something you do quite yet. One of the main things we are kind of looking at trying to find a way to kind of have that extra carrot for municipalities to become certified. We're looking at ways to find possible funding so that we would actually be able to provide grants to anybody who's part of the program in the future to be able to provide money to whether it's invest in new equipment, invest in more training, all that kind of stuff. Don't have that yet. Looking at ways to do that, but it's kind of the future for it. So it's a quick rundown. I'm happy to answer any questions now, or if you have more questions in the future, definitely reach out to me at any time.
So, Aubrey, when you look at a town like Barnstead, are we 60-70% gravel versus paved? Yes. And then you have what the state takes care of and everything else. We're not the majority of the salt roads. How does that kind of apply to us, and what kind of pitfalls can we see, because our trucks have to be able to switch from sand to salt? And I know we've talked about the pre-wetting as to whether that would work in using was it the magnesium chloride or the chloride that goes down first. So what do you see in that sort of, is there a pitfall for us, because we have seven trucks that have to go,
Usually 6.
so they have to go back and forth from sand to salt.
Right.
It does get a little tougher.
Yeah, so that's always hard to kind of figure out, that's how to do the routes, what do you do first, last, all that. And that's a lot of, again, where kind of that coursework and training comes in, where you can actually talk to other towns who might have kind of similar roadways and operations as you to kind of see, what would work best. The actual being certified is really all about just kind of documenting what you're doing, how much you're putting down, make sure all the materials are properly stored. There's no actual requirements of you have to do this specific way, you have to use liquids, you have to pre-wet your salt. That's not required. Those are all just kind of options and things that you learn about in the course as well, so you can kind of learn what would work well for you and for your towns. Yeah, we understand every town is so different. Up by me, I think Wentworth is almost completely all dirt roads.
Right. So no salt in your own town?
Not a ton.
So yes, I know that's one of the challenges that we face.
Oh, absolutely.
Doing that, keeping it in there. So I know we've sent it to, I'm not going to put Jarvis on the spot today, as much as it would be fun if everybody got one to go on. But, we're having him review it and see where it fits, what fits for Barnstead to be able to do it. And I do see, so in my job, I'm the manufacturer's rep for heating equipment, and we are seeing the chlorides in the groundwater damaging people's, heating equipment because we're seeing so much. Vermont is the worst state right now that we're seeing in New England. Of all the states, Vermont's the worst. Let me see. So, groundwater. So, anybody else have any questions for Aubrey or Nina? Just ignoring me. No, over here. These people, Frank. These people. I didn't say Frank.
As you know, Mountain Lake is half in Barnstead and half in Alton.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to deal with both selectmen, if it's still appropriate. And I did contact Alton. They've been on this program for a few years now. So I just wanted to let you know that. So that's part of the reason why we're here today, is to see if we might be able to coordinate, collaborate, whatever.
I should say Alton is actually not certified. However, they have been doing a
Nina,
lot.
you're leading us on.
They have been part of doing a lot of the coursework and everything. This is a very new program that just got established, but Alton has been a big part of
Most of that would
Well,
be
doing
state,
the
wouldn't
coursework
it?
and stuff. But they
Well,
are not
the
officials.
green Snow Pro is
Wouldn't
new.
most of that be
Just the
state?
municipal part.
Just the municipal part.
Is that because we've
Like
done
28?
Route 28.
You guys are both
is
asking
part
the same
of
time. Be quiet.
because
One at a
the town of Barnstead has done the green Snow Pro one. We just don't get we didn't get the certification at the time because the municipalities were exempt from it.
Right.
So we never got that. So previously in past, the highway personnel up there have gone through that.
Okay.
Unfortunately, actually all of them are gone now. That have gone through them, unfortunately. So
Well, that wasn't very helpful, Andy.
no, but it's just
We
we,
had these
have
people.
done it. They have
They
done it
used to
through
go.
UNH, the T2 program. So yeah, but
Yeah, it's a very similar program. They've updated some of the coursework.
Is any of it online, Aubrey, or is it all in-person courses?
So we do have an online option. It is a lot more expensive. We are currently in the works of having an additional online option that might be a little more affordable. And the current online option is more geared towards commercial operators, more like parking lots.
Right. It just, this time of year, it gets tough to send anybody off
Right.
for training right now. They're working hard to get caught up on getting roads ready for the winter.
Oh, absolutely.
And then where would we find the training schedule? You know, the calendar
So
for that.
that we always have, we post all the courses on our webpage.
Okay.
You can also reach out to me and I can send you everything. We are kind of getting towards the end of the season. Most of the training tends to happen kind of like August through November. We have like one December session scheduled. I think it's completely full now already.
So this is $450 for an application fee.
Yes, so there
And-
is an annual fee that is at $450 that comes to DES since it's a completely fee-funded program.
DES does nothing for free. Come on.
so do you?
So is it separate for standard, advanced, and expert?
So it's the same fee for all of those.
Oh, okay.
We looked at doing different fees for each one and just kind of became way too cumbersome and complicated that we decided to one.
Do you do any of the trainings for just municipal instead of having it combined with contractors? Because I know that's what it was before.
Just started this year the UNHT2, their Snow Fighter Seminar, which is like one of the main full courses. They just started this year doing just municipal sessions and just commercial sessions, and then a few mixed as well.
Yep.
Our SALT symposium that we have every September, the past 2 years, and what we'll continue doing is we have both sessions for just municipalities and sessions for just commercial. So that way just gives operations that are very different. So we are starting to do a little more focus on each one.
And then what's the process on getting someone approved as a trainer? Like we wanted Jarvis to be a trainer.
Yeah, so
And then
that's
we didn't have to send everybody.
no, so it's fairly easy to actually get someone approved as a trainer. You have to go through the coursework, do the exam, but then there's just a few, really just a letter of intent that you send to us, which we already have a draft template with pretty much everything listed out, and just fill in like the personal information to be able to get him approved, and then he would be approved to actually administer the coursework to the rest of your crew. So it's a great way to save money on this.
That's a great
coursework
idea.
fees.
Anytime
And we
like that.
provide all the training materials, PowerPoints, that stuff.
I'm here for you. All right. Anybody else have anything?
I'm not sure that you guys are aware of it, but 3 years ago, I'm losing track of time, we were awarded a grant for $75,000 by DES to prepare and complete a watershed management plan, which helps us to identify where the major problem areas are.
Mhm.
And so we did get that grant, we partnered with FB Environmental, and they helped us to identify what those problem areas are. So we closed that chapter, we applied for another grant, and we were just notified that pending signatures from the governor and council, that we'll be awarded another $75,000 grant to hopefully rectify the top 3 priority items. And that's to start hopefully in the spring. And the 3 problem areas, just for informational purposes, are the Route 28 boat ramp, the Dalton Beach area, and North Farmstead Road. And so we'd like to come back and talk to you about that, if and when the project the funding is approved by the governor and council, and hopefully we can count on your first support in that area when the consultant has identified how best to remediate those problems. So we'll have another appointment to see you then.
And just know, if it's anything that requires the town to expend funds, it'd be a warrant article. So timing will be critical, as we would have to do it either. When's our cutoff for this town meeting?
If it's a petition for an article, it's usually the first Tuesday in February. But if the board approves, put it on the warrant, they then petition would be necessary.
Okay.
We'll have to be ready. The budget committee will be on it.
Okay. When's that?
Typically the first week in February.
So either way, it's the first week in February to put it on the 2026 warrant article. After that, it's 2027.
Yeah.
But if you have conceptual things, we can always go to the town and you can put something on preemptively if you know, and you say, hey, we're going to get $25 and we need another 25.
Okay.
It's the time to do it. And if you don't get yours, the town can not give you theirs.
So we have learned through this process that everything is slow. Everything is
DES, it slows everything down right there.
Yeah, well, we applied for this in January and we're just getting notified now. So
Okay.
that's slow.
Yeah. Okay. But just keep it in mind if we need to.
I'm
That
sorry.
if you're going to think whatever you need is going to need town funding. That's Frank's in the same boat right now because his has to pass through. So his has to be a warrant article at this point in time.
Okay, so my concern is that we will not have it by the first or second week of February. In which case you're telling us we need to wait until February 27th?
Or have a plan to present and say, we think we're going to need $50,000. We think we're going to need $75,000. Preemptively put a warrant article in that says, this is what we want to do. We're anticipating these funds and we'll need potentially more.
Okay.
And but if not, yes, you would have to wait till 2027 because the board can't expend funds that aren't approved
Sure.
by the town.
I'm not sure that funding is necessarily going to
Perfect.
help. What they're looking at is matching from us, matching dollars in terms of work hours or equipment used or that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think that's more trackable, and that's the kind of assistance at this point I'm thinking that we're going to need.
Okay.
We'll be coming back.
But let us know as soon as you can. And even that, if it has a budget impact, we want to just be able to do it. Yeah, and definitely if it's, in kind and it's work and that sort of stuff, that's much better.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right.
Gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that would be more of Jarvis to do anyway. Do you think it'll help or hinder?
It was informational.
Yeah, it's about how salt has affected us on three.
Yeah.
So,
Wait till public input.
yeah, well, let's do this. That would be a public input. Are you guys leaving?
I would stay for a little bit.
Frank, did you have a question on this before you ask it? Just yes or no?
Well, just a comment.
Is it helpful comment or can it wait?
Yeah, I think it is, and it's actually, because, in regard to the Green Cross certification, you actually can score extra points for these competitive bids, correct?
Are you talking about like the commercial?
No, if the town gets Green Cross certified, if we're submitting, to DES for different grants and projects, I believe you score extra points for being Green Cross certified.
It's very possible. It definitely depends on which project and what's listed in there, so I can't say for sure which ones would be, but definitely some could. And especially if we do find funding by CO to provide grants specifically for, minimizing salt usage, that would be part of it as well.
That's what I want to say.
So not helpful, Frank. Thanks. So let's do this. I'm going to open public input for you guys, just so we follow the rules while Aubrey's still here. So 6:30, Mary Jane will open public input. Gotta come up, do your thing. Yeah, do the whole thing, who you are, where you live.
To like 13?
Yes, please.
Yep.
Wow, right?
Yes, all of that.
Here is a copy of the
Ed, we'll get to you.
I'll be quick, Ed.
Ed, we'll get to you.
Ed's in a hurry.
This
Ed's
is the
not here right now.
Nelson Analytical that we had. Just for a second, I'll get back. We had the water tested. No, it was this year. And our water is to the point now, if you spill it on the ground, on the kitchen floor, when it dries, you can see the salt. So we're just looking for maybe we can reduce or not do the circle on the parade. Now I talked to Jenna, who's on our right hand side. She can't drink the water; she uses bottles all the time. But if you can see the limits on the chloride and the sodium, the federal government doesn't have how much sodium you can take in. You can eat as much as you want; they don't care. But the chloride is at, I think, 650.
Your chloride's 650, and it should be below 250.
Yeah, okay. So I put a reverse osmosis because, taking a shower sometimes it's like going for a swim in the beach at the ocean. Yeah, so my hope is that maybe we can not do the parade. I mean, people go around the parade about, well, they're supposed to only go about 10 miles an hour.
They don't.
And the ones that go fast by the parade, a lot of times don't even go parade. They just cut straight across by the church, And they wouldn't let us put spike strips up, so. That was, yeah.
She's right back there. Just talk to her.
Okay, that's about it.
All right, Ken, appreciate
I
that.
just want to give a headlight. And if you look at the parade, we've been cutting and taking care of the lawn out there for the last couple of years. And everything's all burnt out. Not that's a terrible thing, but still.
I don't know how you
the
got
trees
your
are dying.
eyes.
And so if we can reduce,
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Not everybody can afford
It amazes me how low your iron is.
it's expensive.
It really is.
what's that, how low it is?
Your iron, yeah.
Well, the house was built in 1760,
Yeah,
and all the irons just disappeared.
it didn't disappear. It's everywhere around you.
Yeah. But this is a 15-foot well.
15 foot.
Does it actually have any? Does it have any water?
It's a deep well.
Oh, we've never run everything.
Don't say that.
Everybody else has no water.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So at one time it was so low that the previous owners told me they ran a garden hose to the neighbors, and it just kept going. So we're lucky in that. So anyway, we have water, and we also live in the river, but we don't want to drink it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so it's 6. Because we're closing public input, we're only doing it for just this.
Can I talk about salt furnace?
No. Because we're going to move on. We have Ed Neeser. He's got his appointment. You already, I know, you already helped me and you did the, and you talked about your grant.
I just wanted to make one little tweet.
Good.
It might hurt.
The point is
Is it going to hurt?
Testing the water at Halfmoon Lake for many years, and one of the things that has come up is the amount of sodium in the water. That we're seeing increased levels in the water because of the salt that we're spreading in the community. So it is a problem.
Got it.
And I'm sure the Suncorp probably does the same.
Don't get Frank started. Ed's got to go. Ed's going to talk about milfoil, I think. Right? All right, close public input. Mary Jane at 6:35.
Thank you.
They used up 5 of your minutes. You're down to 10.
I will be very quick.
All right.
How's that? All right, I'm going to talk about this sheet.
Okay.
This is the account balance with expenditures for 2025 for the milfoil committee.
Yep.
Quickly, we had flood in 2024. And we did a tree. In 2025, we didn't see much milfoil growth in June, July. We started to see growth in August. We weren't able to really get a good handle on where we should treat for 2025 until the end of August. And DES felt that the
odds of having warm weather like we had 2 years before was not good, and they asked us not to treat. So the money that we got, the money that we got in 2025 was from the 2024 grant. I was surprised that we didn't have it by the end of 2024. So we spent no checks for 2024, and except for the local diners. This sheet summarizes very quickly the checks that we wrote, or we are going to write. It shows you the balance, which includes the treatment for 2025 that we didn't do. And then it shows you in the notes where the grants came from. In other words, how much each grant was for which water body. The confusing thing was the 2025 grant did not give us a treatment grant for the other water bodies, just for Lock Lake. So I separated that out. And then I have the grant money for the Suncook River at the total, so you can see what the balance will be after we write the checks. What this is it shows that I have $25,000 for the treatment for next year. I have $10,000 for the dash operation. In other words, I have $39,333 in the account. That leaves me with about $4,300, which I like to keep for miscellaneous and emergency type things, for equipment or whatever. So I'm not going to need a warrant article for this year. And I've been promising the town forever that someday we're not going to have to treat milfoil. Well, we're treating milfoil, and we're hoping, crossing our fingers, this might be near the last time. We have a lot of growth of very, very small plants, and they're coming from seed. And we have 2 or 3 large areas that were obviously regrowth of plants that hadn't been killed in the previous 2 years. So I think, I'm hoping that we're on our way to finish this milfoil in the Suncook River. Suncook Lake did no treatment this year, and they found just a few plants. So that really says we're on the 4th year of the downslope of the seed starting to germinate. The 5th year is next year, and that'll be the last year. We might see some growth, but we're hoping that we haven't had any seed now produced by the milfoil for the last 3 or 4 years. So we're hopeful for that. Lock Lake did a treatment, and it did very, very well. They got a grant. They will be having the grant money sent to them. It's not coming into the Barnstead treasury. The only thing that's coming into Barnstead is the 2025 dash operation, and that's the summary on the sheet. Okay. So that's it for milfoil. Unless you have any questions.
I do. So we generally, Karen, is it $10,000 a year? Yeah. The town does.
Typically.
And I know you're, optimistic. Once we take it off as a warrant article, and while it has small impact on our tax rate, $10,000, it's not as easy to put it back on. And is it worth leaving it in for 26?
Okay.
And if you if you don't spend it in 26, and then you say I don't need it in 27, maybe we have that conversation.
Well, that's not a bad idea, and I second the motion. And the reason why is that I expect we're going to need the dash for a few years to police the river and make sure we have those seed regrowth. And so we're not going to terminate the dash. I'm always planning on that, run that out for 2 or 3 years to make sure that we've got it and we're not seeing it come back.
So I would say that you leave it in,
okay,
at least for 26, and see how you do.
Okay.
But I'd rather have it not need it.
I agree with you. Because I think we're going to use it in the 26 time frame.
Okay.
I don't really expect that we're going to get it all, but
it might be like what Suncook Lake saw this year, where they had 3 or 4 small patches. They went ahead and got. So, but you gotta have the money to operate your gas. That's the key.
Okay.
The last thing, the other thing I was here for was the parade dam parking.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned last year, sometime or this year, that we had 2,700 in the fund that the town appropriated for maintenance on the river, and we still have 2,700 in that account. And I suggest we could use that to help pay the parking area
At the parade boat launch?
Pardon?
At the parade boat launch, is that area?
Yeah, the area that the dam bureau fixed, it has not been paid. And if we don't get something on it and we have an early spring rain, now probably not March, but certainly June, if we're not going to do it this winter or before winter, then we really should make sure that we get it done before June of next year. Because we're May, June, that's what we have the issues.
Sarah?
Yeah.
We just went out 2 weeks ago to fill out a sinkhole that was in partially the
Mm-hmm.
okay. Couldn't figure out the size, couldn't figure out what caused it. Underground somewhere, the way it was driven, something under there. So
Where are we with the James doing the paving, the skim and Sherman?
all the college is still waiting.
Okay. When's our cutoff for somebody to pay?
For what they're using, we can technically get away with it.
Okay. Because it would make sense to at the same time.
Yes, I mean it's going to take one whole lot of it.
Yeah, what we're talking about is we're going to do some work on Hartshorn and Parade Hill. Okay, so it's a
Temporary.
fix because that project's probably 2 years out, but we would be there with paving equipment. So that is now on Jarvis's plate. You see how easily that just moves to Jarvis's plate? It's phenomenal. So glad you came tonight, Jarvis.
We'll get done.
Yeah. All right.
Ed, I do have a question for you, Ed.
Sure.
You said Lock Lake got treated this year.
Yep.
And the other lakes didn't, obviously, right? Suncook didn't. They spent $23,000. The grant was $21,620, so we'll get $21,620 from the grant from the DES. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go through town of Armstead; it goes directly to them because the grant is done for that. But they saw very, very good results. They haven't seen. I guess that's where I'm going with the question, because this year has been obviously a low rain. Water levels were way down. Yep. Suncook already is. Lock Lake is already shallow. Yep. So with the lower water level, I was kind of expecting more growth. Yeah, I think the overriding factor is that we've been very conscious of not letting the plants reach the seed point, and we've been trying to prevent them from seeding. Okay. And once you stop that, and the Army Corps of Engineers did a study on that and showed that the seed germination takes 5 years once the seeds drop to the ground and in the water, of course. And that 5 years is a bell curve. So the third year is where you have the peak, and we had that. We all saw that. Lock Lake, Suncook Lake, and the river. We saw that 2 years ago. Okay. And now we're on the downside, and I'm hopeful that we're going to see the results of that. So when's the next peak? Next year? Pardon? Next year is the next peak? No, there's no peak. Oh, there's no more? On the fifth year. So what we're hoping. You're saying that you feel that Lock Lake's going to be all right. We're not going to have to keep treating year after year after year after year. That's correct. Okay. Yeah. And my feeling is that we should see very little flow in Lock Lake, Suncook Lake, and crossing fingers, Suncook River. The issue with the Suncook River is that, of course, the seed are swept by a current, and sometimes we get pretty strong currents. So we saw it in a couple of pockets that we never had seen it before, and this was just below the library, where there's two rivers, big rivers. Yeah, where they come together. Yeah, where they come together. We come around the corner, and there was a whole pocket of milfoil that was doing very, very well. Well, nobody's bothered it there, you know.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
Okay, any questions? Thanks.
Anybody else have anything? Go to another round of public input before we just do it done. Andy, you got anything?
I don't actually.
Right?
No, I think I'm good.
Gary? Priscilla? Still there? Wesley?
She's sleeping. No, she's still there.
She's still there. She's got unmute. All right, then that's it. So at 6:47, we'll open it up for public input again. Look at you picking your paper up, ready to go.
George Kraus, 455 New Road. I had talked with the board earlier this year about the forest fire danger, and I want to just remind everybody that it is still, even though we've had rain, and we have rain forecasted. When I spoke this week with the state, they are still not anticipating it being lifted anytime soon because of even though we have really higher relative humidity, which is good, we're not dry, but we've got all the forest litter that's come down over the last few weeks, and so it's pretty dangerous. But people seem to be doing a pretty good job. And
thanks for jinxing that. Appreciate you.
That's okay, buddy. We all need something to do.
Exactly.
That's what they tell me.
Freelancing.
But in this, we had our training a week ago, and we were fortunate that the lieutenant was able to attend, along with our forest ranger, and we went through the whole warrant process and the whole issue of liability and how to properly do that. And we also had a discussion amongst the deputy wardens, and we've all come to a conclusion that we're all getting old. I don't know how that happened, but
We needed a committee for that.
So, and
The mayor would tell you that, Rusty.
in due regard, it certainly needs to have now a new generation coming along. And what I'd like to submit to the board for their agreement is a recommendation from me to nominate Kyle Holmes as a deputy forest fire warden. Kyle lives, as you hopefully all know, lives in town, active career firefighter on the town department. Been a youngster that's been very active and outdoors and living in barnstor's life. And that's the critical components in forest fire and for deputy wardens and wardens is the familiarity with the town and the ability to navigate when you're not on, you're trying to find something that's like a needle in a haystack. So I'm going to ask if possible that you can, I'll submit it to you, Rob, it needs a couple of signatures.
Okay.
And if we can do that, I think that would be a positive thing moving forward for the future, as we all have to have plans for it.
Is Kyle on board for this?
Kyle is. He's
Of course
excited.
he is. He's going to get a new little license plate thing to put on his truck. Are you kidding me?
So with that being said,
He has to take the tanker. That's part of the deal.
whatever you put the stipulations, well, we'll try to implement. But the thing is that obviously it's a step in the moving forward, so we have continuity, and I think it's very positive. And he was very willing to accept that role and responsibility. He's got a big challenge because one of the most significant offenders for forest fire regulations is his father.
The sins of the father, Rusty. Right?
Rusty, just for clarification, if there's snow on the ground, is the no burn order still in effect?
As soon as the snow comes on the ground, I would expect we would see the governor rescinding her order. Because as long as that order is in effect, forest fire rules are not in place.
So it doesn't matter.
When the governor says.
Right.
Because it was issued under governor proclamation, that she is the only one that can rescind that. And so we're all waiting in anticipation because we recognize, I recognize there's lots of people that want to burn. We've got two pallet companies that are building inventory. And I went by toll pallet up on Martin's Lumber. I looked out over the burn pile and I said, "Oh my God, when that touched that off, it's going to be an inferno." But
Everybody's
That's
building up.
why I was looking for clarification, because we get an inch of snow overnight. Tomorrow there'll be people burning like crazy because there's snow on the ground.
Why don't you take it easy with the snow?
Yeah. You guys want to have discussion with this? Is everybody good with this, or do we want to discuss it?
But that's
I'm good with that.
What is it?
What is it?
But that's the situation.
Do you want them to
I think
explain?
we're monitoring it best we can. This week we had a little move-on. The fire weather came out on Monday, and it said it was a moderate day, and no recognition for the burn ban is still in effect. And then the Southern New Hampshire Board put out their week-long forecast, and again, no recognition of the burn ban in effect. So I was quickly on my phone to my ranger and said, "What's going on?" He said, "I'll check." And it wasn't more than a few minutes and he came back and said, "That was a mistake. We're correct." So,
It'd be awesome if Chichester, with their cool Smokey the Bear sign, would not have it say low risk.
well,
And you drive by it and you're like, oh.
That's the complexity of the situation. A fire danger in normal terms is low, or in today it is moderate. All right, but in the bigger picture is what's the impact of getting a fire started and getting into the ground and causing a very big, expensive firefight.
Rusty, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And do you want that back?
I would love to have that back. Gary may want to take a picture for some reason.
But there.
Documentation.
Anybody else for public input?
Yes.
Why am I not surprised? It's been a while.
Michael Rankin, 118 North Crescent Road. So just two things. One, I wasn't expecting to talk about Milford, but I did want the committee to, the board, know that Half Moon Lake did see an uptick in Milford this year. So thank you all for keeping the article on. Appreciate that. Hopefully we can keep the milfoil downwinders out there every night looking at it, telescopes and high velocity lights.
You blaming her?
Yeah.
Right, is that what you're doing?
So just wanted to say thank you.
Are you guys riding together? Or?
No.
Okay. So you'll be all right.
I'm sleeping watching it.
All right. That's it.
So we did see an uptick, just so you know. So I mean,
Thank you.
A lot of good things with Suncoast River and stuff. And she was, you're better off having me up here. She was screaming. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. The second thing, I just had a question. When will you be? When will the police, fire, and admin committee be sending a report?
No idea. That's them.
That's them.
That's
so
them.
It's up to them to send you a date when they.
Because if we tell them what to do, what's the point of having them be an independent board?
Okay. No, I just wanted to get ready for.
Do you want it sent to you first for approval?
No, I don't want to. I just want to know.
I would think it's, winding down to a point. Rusty, your thoughts?
I'm not putting Rusty on the spot. Why would you do that?
Because he likes being on the spot.
I don't want to put on the spot either. I'm just asking a question. So whenever it comes up, it comes up.
Well, I'm always open to entertaining questions. I mean, the issue is that we're progressing well. We've got our next meeting is to further discuss the administrative position, the administrative assistant position, and conceptually. And then we're going to be beginning to review the things that we've discussed and kind of decided on to make sure that we haven't over time decided that there may be changes necessary. And also to take a quick look at the organizational structure of the town.
Organizational structure.
There you go.
Okay.
Is that it?
So next week.
No,
No. Nothing else?
Thank you.
Linda, do you have a
Thanks,
rebuttal?
Frank.
I think the meeting's gone well.
All right. Other Frank? No, it's Frank's turn. Go ahead, Lynn.
Just, because I don't know what's happening with the dam. That was very beginning of the meeting.
The parade dam?
Yeah.
So the parade dam was redone, the boat launch was redone. They did some work on the dam last year? Which the state
Yeah, I
did.
think it was last.
And then we are doing some interim repairs to the road itself. Is the plan if we can get the paving contractor out there to do that, because there is a eventual redo of the road, the drainage, all sorts of stuff, but that's probably 2 to 3 years out. And the interim work would be, just make sure, I'm not going to put you on the spot, but we're going to basically kind of patch over the road. And when they do the actual work, they would be able to reclaim that and reuse it. So it's not like we're wasting money. Is that close?
Yeah, because what's existing is probably 30 years of old asphalt, so the integrity is not there. By putting another inch and a half of material on top of this, to go 2 years, when you find it, it's just going to help in the long run. And it will also we start removing road, we won't have to add extra materials.
And,
We're just going to reuse.
and we spent less paving this year than we had anticipated, and we had budgeted for. So we had the ability to try and squeeze some in at the end, and it just made sense to try and do that and improve that condition. Also on the plows, it's going to beat the.
And is that the same thing that's happening with the sun as well?
Oh, these are completely different. Totally different. The dams are DES's thing usually. They handle that. So did that?
Yeah.
Okay. Frank, you took your time. Sorry. Sorry.
Follow-up question to that. So is there Eversource? Is there a loan? What was, there's something, right?
No, I don't.
I missed it. I heard power was something there.
Yeah.
My daughter works for DES, and I've been down there when they work for what I was told is that they're gonna electrify the sluice gate. So no one's gonna go down there anymore and install Wi-Fi or whatever you want to call it. It will be opened up and closed. So it's an over time saving area. Right. Whatever. Yeah, storms and everything. No one has to go there and solve that problem.
So we're taking somebody's job.
Magic.
What
Magic.
happened? The last guy that said to me, I asked him, "You drive a car?"
Absolutely.
Okay, what happened to the guy that took care of your horse and the buggy?
She actually lives up on Shakespeare Farm and takes care of donkeys and goats. Okay, Frank.
You have a separate question.
All right.
And,
You didn't say who you are and where you're from, and I let your wife get away with it.
sure, yeah, so, it's kind of, to compliment, Jarvis as well, because I'm driving the first student and Butler throughout the town, and I noticed that you have to get over some of the roads, so, in town.
Grading.
Grading, yeah, and what a big difference. I mean, some of the roads were, just like hot mark, like you would believe. I mean, the kids' teeth were shaking, so it was great.
We're trying to get caught up.
No, I know, and
We have other people that
Yeah.
are other companies that have come in towards the end of this week, give us a hand to really get caught up.
yeah. So
Is Friday grader day?
As long as the rain don't really put the fire.
I think the intention is there'll be 3 graders
Yes.
in town.
Yes.
So watch where you drive. We will have 3 graders.
yeah.
And we do have
I'll let people
individual
know.
poll, we have a guy that's no polling as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
So just kind of keep an eye on that as well.
And also, just before we were on the extended trip, just before that, Sarah had come down. And of course, was involved in an accident, so we're hoping and praying that she gets back on her feet real fast. But she just did an excellent job. She came down to Lakeshore to take a look at what was going on from the storms a couple of years ago. And she was down there paid a couple of trips, and in a short amount of time, she cleaned out a couple of ditches. So she was just fantastic. I do have one question in regard to the material that we're using, because it just seems like it's a little stilty. So, and that becomes like an issue, with erosion into the lakes. So I'm just wondering if there's another option, a different type of material that, especially with the roads that are closer to like lakes and ponds and streams.
There is, what was existing in our piles was already here before I started.
Yeah.
We still have a good part of that one. We can be able to pick and choose where we put it.
Yeah.
And what else we can put in certain areas, especially on some of the steep hills. Especially when we're going to do washouts.
Great, thank you.
That's all.
Anybody else? You had your chance. You had your chance.
I'll be sending, the board pictures of the lights, the bridge over, on North Farmstead Road. Because there's been more erosion on the right-hand side of the road heading down North Farmstead Road. I'm just gonna get out onto the Lock Lake side of the road to take pictures, but, there's now 2 huge holes on the right-hand side, which are gonna eventually compromise that road. Never mind water going down the right-hand side into, the culvert area. So at some point, somebody should probably take a look at that bridge again.
Are those new catch
Jarvis?
basins you just put in?
Yeah. Those are there for people not to take pictures, Linda.
You don't want my pictures?
He'll take a look at it.
I'm sorry, North Farmstead Road.
Is this down at Crescent Drive?
Bottom of the hill.
Is that where that is?
Yeah.
By Crescent Drive?
The boat camp, you know.
Where the two,
across the street.
the lakes on each side, Jarvis.
Jarvis, I think that might have been part of the conversation with Jimmy the other day.
Yeah.
And him talking
Yeah.
to Carol and Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's only been a problem for 20, 50 years.
I just think it's a safety issue. You can actually tell there's cracks in the middle of the road. It's eventually gonna have to be replaced, that bridge.
Over.
The culvert, it's two culverts. They're going from.
It's 2, but it's classified as a bridge.
Right.
So it's going to be like a 10-year plan. No, you're going to have to do a box culvert probably.
Mm-hmm.
Next time it rains, Jarvis. Take it right. Yes, sir. Yes, actually, I got a paddle boat, leaks, but I'll hook you right up. Somebody donated it to the camp. It'll be great. Anybody else for public input? All right, 7:04, Mary Jane. Are we in sync on time? All right, 7:04, close public input. Anybody have anything else? Because then we're going to go into a non-public and kick everybody out.
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
Wow, Priscilla. Priscilla, are you on time delay?
good morning.
Yeah.
Tell Wesley we said hi.
No, I'm just going to put Jarvis on the spotlight though.
Wow.
Just so he can talk about what the auction items there and the plow and what the auction company's doing for us.
Is this on the one that they sold when they shouldn't have?
Correct.
Yep.
I think that's probably more of a legal.
Yes.
So that would.
Well, money wise of it. I mean, that's all. Technically, it's all public. I mean, it's.
Other than if we're trying to recuperate anything, there may be a legal side to that. So that's all.
Are we?
Yeah, so we're not there yet. So we got a legal question.
Okay.
So
Scratch that then. Never mind. Sorry.
don't let it leave before.
We haven't talked about that part yet then. Okay.
In that case, everybody has to go home because it's 7:05. I'll make the motion to go into a non-public RSA 91A semicolon 3(2)B.
Second.
Oh wait, did you have something?
He's stretching.
No.
We were discussing
Okay.
We put that on that agenda, the two vehicles.
The
Good to see you.
vehicle.